Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports Minorities Podcast, your home for not-so-expert analysis, plenty of shit-talking, and us trying to figure out what the hell happened on the trade deadline in the NFL. I'm your host and resident Titans and Nationals fan, JC. Joining me this week are...
Chickenwing, the greatest ever.
Astros are still cheating. It's pretty impressive. Pretty fucking impressive. Like, they don't learn.
And that's Nori, by the way, Nori. That's Nori, by the way, guys.
Yeah, thanks. I forgot my name for a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, the bitter Yankees fan and happy Giants fan, evidently. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Rob, what am I a fan of this time?
This time, okay.
The Bucks and the Lakers. Yeah, I'm back to my being at the bottom of the barrel for every team again because
cracking.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's that time of the decade. It's just
Decade. Shit. Hello, everyone. DJ here, Cowboys fan. So many trades, so little time. Let's get to it.
Yeah, a lot to get to, as we mentioned here. And full disclosure, the World Series Game 4, while we're recording this, is going to the bottom of the ninth with the Astros having a no-hitter running right now as a team. So, if I react loudly, you'll know why. Week 8, how did we do? Well, Rob went 10-5, and the rest of us went 9-6. I believe this is Rob's first win for weekly win of the year.
Yeah, this is my first weekly win.
Yes, congratulations, good sir. Overall, that puts myself still in first at 77 correct picks. Rob and Chickenwing are now tied for second with 71. Nori's got 70, and DJ's got 68. So,
coming for you, JC.
All right. Well, let's start with you. You won the week. Went 10-5. Any surprises? Any picks you regret coming out of week 8?
Week 8, I think the biggest surprise was Denver actually pulling out that win against the London Jaguars. That's also probably my biggest regret because I really wanted the London Jaguars to be undefeated.
Yep.
And yeah, nothing really. The other big surprise, Cleveland just demolishing Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see that coming. I should have, I saw the news that Jamar Chase wasn't going to be playing, and I didn't make that change in, the pick. And, that's my only regret, not making that change.
All right. Chickenwing, what about you?
Surprise? I'm going to say the Cleveland game. I think Rob pretty much hit the nail on the head on that one. Because he kind of told me that Chase was going to be out, and I was like, that shouldn't be too bad. Boy, was I wrong. Shit.
Boy.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a big factor. I mean, we already know that the offensive line is non-existent on Cincinnati's side of the ball, but yeah, no, that's probably my biggest regret. Yes, I did change the pick, ladies and gentlemen. I did originally pick the Niners to win, and then I saw the injury report, and I was like, oh, without Debo and Juice, and our offense is already flat, and CMC hasn't really learned the offense yet. It's week 2, day 10. I don't think they were going to overcome that. Well, I was wrong about that too. Beat the snot out of fucking... What?
You picked the Rams to beat the Niners.
He picked the Rams. He sure
Only
did.
because the injury report came out, and we were missing 2 of our key pieces. We still don't have a defense. We still don't have Trent Williams. I was like, all right, that's probably going to be enough for them just to eke it out.
I'm convinced that Jimmy G can take the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and as long as it's against the Rams, they're going to win.
Yeah, at this point, shit.
I don't know what else. I don't know what evidence you need.
He could take a college football team in against the Rams and still win, dude. At this point,
shit, you can take fucking Texas.
I would never take a college football to beat an NFL team unless it was Jimmy G led and they were going against the Rams.
Playing the Rams.
Yeah.
Seriously,
man. You know what? You can take a high school team, a Division 4 high school team, as long as Jimmy G is taking that team to LA. And they're still going to beat the shit out.
Why didn't you pick him?
You know what?
Because he's stupid.
Debo, bro. Debo's out.
Damn, Mike.
I know.
Dude, CMC caught
It's
through
really fun to watch
and
Mike
ran.
Caught through and ran for a touchdown. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm sorry, Nari. I didn't mean to talk over you. What were you saying, man?
No, I was just saying it's fun to watch you mix yourself up over the years. Like you had the right pick.
Yep.
And you're
I
like,
did.
"Wow."
I did.
It's great.
I just
Especially
can't be
when
mad
it's
at
your
you.
team too. So
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
DJ, we'll move on to you. What do you got?
Well, we're just going to go ahead and state the obvious. What the Browns did to the Bengals, I was completely shocked by that. I had a feeling that maybe the game would be closer. It's a division game. I understand that, but this was just dominant from start to finish, and I don't know what the hell happened to the Bengals. I really don't. Marquez is out. That's fine, but you have other weapons. That's what we have talked about. You have other weapons. I don't know what they were doing. But I guess they didn't
getting
have to get
stuff because they didn't have to double coverage on Jamar Chase.
Facts.
Pretty much.
enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I mean, not really anything else crazy. I mean, I'll say this. This is now just getting to a point where we've already said it, but we'll say it some more. If Jimmy G is taking... You know what? At this point, if he gets traded and he goes and plays the Rams with another team, he's still going to beat the Rams.
Facts.
Period, point blank.
He has what, 7 houses there now? That's plenty of real estate.
8
down there.
now.
How
Let's,
many
let's go
bathrooms
with
he's got
8.
too with all that shit?
Speaking of bathrooms,
Oh,
speaking of bathrooms, that man
Well
still
played.
has not thrown that many
Well
touchdowns
played.
to
he
his
threw
bathroom.
6.
Good. You know what, JC?
Halfway
Well
there.
played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
Follow that guy on
Yeah.
TikTok, dude. It's hilarious.
You know,
I don't know. I thought the Broncos would lose again, and it really was because the Jags are in London. I mean, they're both bad teams, but I just figured the Jags are in London. That's their home away from home, so they'd win in front
Maybe
of their fans.
that's the secret. Spend half the
do shit.
flight doing squats and all this other exercises on the way there, dude. You know, maybe that's what it is. So
Yeah,
It was
that's
high
gotta be
knees,
it.
bros.
Yep.
That man was
Yeah.
doing high
High knees.
knees for 3 hours.
Yeah, for sure. That's
No,
gotta be it.
your thoughts on week 8?
This is the first week, I think, the season. I mean, I'm too lazy to go check, but it's pretty rare. Well, I don't really have any regrets. I looked everything, 10 minutes before we started, and knowing what I knew back then, I probably still wouldn't make the same picks. The Jets were playing better than the Patriots. Arizona, I thought, would beat the Vikings. I'm surprised as shit at some teams, but I'm not I don't regret anything.
I think what I regret is that, we're focusing a lot on the fact that Jimmy G owns the Rams. And I really wish I would have researched that more, because Bill Belichick owns the Jets. I don't think he's ever lost. It's been 13, 14 consecutive against the Jets. And Cleveland right now owns the Bengals. I think that's 5 in a row now, the regular season against the Bengals. So it's just one of those things where division matchups just are crazy, and I really am kicking myself a bit that I didn't go back and research that. But surprise, yeah, I'm the only guy that went with the Raiders. I get it. Okay, Raiders losing to the Saints, but losing that bad, that really surprised me.
He got skunked.
That was pretty fucking
crazy.
pretty fucking hilarious, actually.
I couldn't believe
It really was.
They put
It
up
was.
as many points as the Chiefs and the Chargers in Week 8, and the Chiefs and the Chargers were on a bye. So, that's that's the Raiders for you.
I was expecting them to choke at some point, but I mean, I don't even know what you would call this.
It's
not even choking at the end of the game. It's just-
Nah,
Pretty much.
they didn't
It's
choke, bro.
fucking not playing.
They just laid down. and
You
was like,
have
"All right,
you have to
don't wanna
be
play."
ahead to choke.
Yeah.
This is
they
something else.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
just laid there and took it.
It's
That's all
just
they did.
they just got high and just we're okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there goes the ball. Want to go get it? Nah,
Nah,
Nah, I'm busy.
nah, we good.
terrible, bro.
Well, that is our recap with Week 8, and if it seems shorter than normal, it's because there's a lot we got to talk about. Because one of the benefits of the NFL trade deadline, them moving it back a few years ago, is basically what happened on Tuesday. And we're going to talk a bit about that, but we're going to discuss a few more things that happened on the world of sports since we spoke last week. First, something locally for us, the news came out pretty late on Friday, about an hour before the Spurs were set to play the Chicago Bulls, that Josh Primo, their first round pick, promising, just picked up his option, was suddenly waived and released by the Spurs. The Spurs are not commenting at all on it. Just that one statement, and that was it. And then there you go. Leave it to the ESPN reporters to scramble and find out what is going on, what happened. Something serious had to happen for the Spurs to make a move like this. And sure enough, Primo put out a statement that he was dealing with some mental health issues, which they couldn't be it because the Spurs would have helped him with that. Turns out he's being accused of basically exposing himself to a number of women, including a woman that worked on the Spurs staff, and she apparently has retained the same attorney that Deshaun Watson's pretty familiar with. And she's set to be making a statement pretty soon about that and sharing her side of the story. So who knows if this is the only woman? Who knows how many there are out there? But the Spurs not going to deal with it at all. And I think judging by the fact that he cleared waivers on Monday and no one has picked him up, probably every other NBA team is avoiding this as well. So shocking release, but knowing the Spurs' reputation, I think everyone understands why the Spurs.
Yeah, knowing the Spurs' reputation, there's no reason not to expect this. But like how quickly it was done, that was kind of like it was, and he's gone, and everything's off the store, and everything.
Yeah,
it's like, dude.
Other NBA news, and I think Nori's gonna love this. The Nets fired Steve Nash after a 2-5 start in the season, and it's like the Nets are just becoming a bit of a dumpster fire here. A bit.
You watched basketball the last 2 years?
You guys are being nice about it.
I mean,
Sure.
huge dumpster fires. I think what you meant to say.
It's been a dumpster fire. It's great.
I'm being nice.
It's a landfill right now.
But it seems in the world of how low can you go as a franchise, Kyrie Irving supports apparent anti-Semitic film. No reprimand from the NBA. He's apparently only donating $500,000 to a charity. No public apology for it or nothing. If only she put that statement, I have no idea. And meanwhile, the Nets are saying, well, we're firing Steve Nash, but we're going to look at hiring Ime Udoka, who is suspended this season as the Celtics head coach for having an improper relationship with a Celtics staffer. To his credit, Udoka is only suspended by the Celtics, not the NBA. And the Celtics are, it sounds like, releasing it from his contract if he's going to pursue a head coaching job. So the Celtics are like, we're not going to deal with this PR nightmare. But are y'all any surprised that the Nets are making a move like this?
Nope. Can't make this shit up. Can't do it.
You really can't. Like,
oh my lord, Nori, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. I know this is a city of New York thing here, Knicks versus Nets. Your thoughts on seeing how the Brooklyn Nets are going right now?
They're going. They couldn't be even better. They're 2-5. They have no leadership. Kevin Durant and Kyrie run the team, so that's always how a championship team is built: is letting the players do whatever they want. So that's cool. Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to what else they could surprise me with the season. Like I'm loving the direction of the Nets. This is good. You're hiring they fired the only competent person there. Mm-hmm. Nash was not doing bad at managing egos and all their bullshit, and all they did is make Nash a scapegoat. So it's just hilarious. It's kind of hilarious to me.
Do you think some of the players are going to be requesting trades out of the Nets this season?
They requested trades. They requested trades.
They requested trades. Yeah, both of them requested trades last year.
So the only thing that happened, probably what I think, was they said, "Hey, you know what? If shit fucks up, we're going to blame Nash." And they were like, "All right, bet." That's what I think happened. Even though both KD and Kyrie demanded that Nash be the coach.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty awesome to me so far.
Wow. Unbelievable. I'm just curious to see how far this this team falls. This season.
Just let it keep falling. This is.
Quick update: the Astros have just completed the second no-hitter in World Series history, guys.
Hey.
No one cares. No one cares. Moving on.
I care. You kiss my ass. That's historic. The only other World Series no-hitter was Don Larson for the Yankees through a perfect game.
Yankees.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
but he did it solo, didn't he?
He did it solo. It was a perfect game. Yeah. And the iconic picture of him exhausted, and there's Yogi Berra jumping into his arms, and he's like exhausted from throwing all 9 innings and everything. So,
So as usual, the Yankees are stupider.
no.
I wonder if it'll be historic if Houston Astros get to the World Series twice and lose twice in a row.
Well, only 4 in a row, right, Buffalo? So anyway.
It hasn't happened in baseball.
I know. Has it?
Yeah, first
I'm
time for
asking,
everything.
I don't know actually.
There's a lot of history in baseball. I'm curious. So,
Oh, I'm sure the Dodgers.
Let's
right.
look this up. Go ahead, guys.
yeah, you look it up. Shifting from baseball, let's go into football, but not quite the NFL yet. Guys, the XFL has announced the team names for the 8 teams that are going to make up the XFL this coming season. First, we'll start with the teams that are basically returning. We have the Arlington Renegades, the franchise moving from Dallas to Arlington. They're keeping that name, going to be coached by Bob Stoops and playing at Choctaw Stadium. The DC Defenders are sticking around, playing at Audi Field, coached by Reggie Barlow. And the Houston Roughnecks still going to be playing at TDECU Stadium on the University of Houston campus, coached by Wade Phillips. Still, I think one of the coolest logos I've seen for a football team as well. And let's move on to some of the new ones here. We have the Orlando Guardians, going to be coached by Terrell Buckley, playing at Camping World Stadium. We have the Seattle Sea Dragons. They're going to be playing at Lumen Field. Yep, and coached by Jim Haslett. So they'll be playing on the same field as the Seattle Seahawks. The St. Louis Battlehawks, playing at the Dome at America Center, which is the previous home of the St. Louis Rams. Coached by Anthony Becht. And in Vegas is getting an XFL team, but they're not the Las Vegas Outlaws. I was really hoping. Instead, they're going to be the Vegas Vipers, coached by Rod Woodson, and their stadium is to be determined at this point. And finally, San Antonio, playing in the Alamo Dome, coached by Hines Ward. It will be the San Antonio Brahmas. So,
Brahma!
locally,
Hell
if
yeah.
you're a MacArthur fan or a MacArthur alum, I know you guys love that name. Me personally, I think it's another missed opportunities for the Chupacabras. I'm just saying, I've been saying it. It needs to happen. It didn't happen, guys. But anyway, you guys have heard the mascots. You guys have heard, well, the new names, the new setup on the XFL. Your thoughts? What you got a favorite mascot, favorite logo? What are you excited to see about this?
I'm the biggest Brahmas fan ever.
Okay.
Number 1. I'm already buying the jersey.
I do like the logo. It's pretty unique.
I like the logo.
Yeah. Part of me, so it's The Rock is heavily involved with this. Wouldn't mind seeing a Brahma Bull type thing, but no, we're not getting that. But it is definitely a logo. You get the horns, and they're kind of a lightning bolt attached to it as well. So, Rob, what about you?
I'm definitely feeling the Brahmas logo, like being a web designer. That was actually kind of cool, like the lightning and like making. That's good.
Nori?
Yeah.
I'm with Rob actually. He stole mine.
The Brahmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
Very cool. And DJ, I know you're up in the Dallas area. You're going to be an Arlington Renegades fan, or are you sticking with the San Antonio Brahmas here, man?
Oh, yeah, San Antonio Brahmas, sure.
Yeah, know your place. Know your place, bitch.
Yeah. Fuck you. No one's talking to you.
All right, so
you already know.
back to that baseball question. If there's any team that's made it to the World Series twice, 2 years in a row, and lost, the Dodgers have.
During the
Okay.
Brooklyn days?
Yeah, we
No,
called it too.
they
From
were
teams,
the
right?
they were the LA Dodgers. It was 77 and 78
Ah,
against the Yankees.
back when it was always the Yankees-Dodgers for the World Series, right? So,
Yep.
And the
Yep.
They did
Rangers
it 2
did
years
it.
in a row, and they lost 2 years in a row.
Dodgers did it that time. They lost 2017, 2018.
Did the Rangers do it too?
2010, 2011 were their 2
Yeah,
years.
I'm pretty confident they did.
The Braves did it twice and lost 91, 92.
Oh, I remember that team.
Yeah.
The Dodge, 77, 78, Rob said. Yankees did it 63, 64. They lost.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Keep on.
quite a few teams. Quite a few teams.
Brooklyn
Baseball's has
Dodgers
such a long
52,
history,
53. The New York Giants 1936, 1937.
So the Astros would join a long history of losers if they lose twice in a row. That won't be alone. So that's That's
And,
nice.
Lord.
and
That's
then-
okay because
this is the greatest
Yankees were
one.
part of that.
Nah, this is the greatest one. The New York Giants beat the New York Yankees twice in a row, 1921, 1922. That is the oldest two consecutive teams in a row.
Interesting.
You know what? You didn't pay $8 to verify yourself, so you're spreading fake news. So.
I lied. No, I lied. AC, you might like this one.
Not-
Chicago Cubs beat the Detroit Tigers twice in a row, 1907, 1908 World Series.
And that was the last time the Cubs won before they won in 2016.
Before 2016.
Yeah,
So-
that was the beginning. After that was it 108 years? Doing the math in my head, it's in my forever.
Cool.
Yeah, 108,
Yeah.
109 years, something
So-
like that.
Pretty crazy.
Has anyone done it 3 years in a row? No, right?
Oh, that
Yankees
would
won 3 years in a row.
No,
Well,
lost.
losing
Lost?
No, no,
Yes.
lost.
Hold
3 years.
on.
You know, like the Bills.
be, yeah.
Wow.
Bills did 4. That'd be crazy.
The New York Giants, 1911, 1912, 1913.
Oh wow. Okay.
Detroit Tigers, 1907, 1908, 1909.
Get out of the segment. Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right.
To go through it here as well.
Yeah,
So
it's history.
from the XFL standpoint, though, I'm excited for it. I'm glad it's back, and I'm glad that San Antonio got a team out of this. With the AAF, I know the league wasn't the best run league, but San Antonio showed it could support a pro football team and highest attendance, great atmosphere. And for people complaining online that Texas got 3 XFL teams, patience. The XFL has really geared itself up to be a bit of a developmental league for the NFL, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see this league expand more and more. Geography-wise, yeah, Seattle is kind of an outlier. You got Vegas there. You got 3 teams in Texas. But give it time. This league is going to expand, and we're going to be getting, I'm sure we'll get a team in California, Birmingham, all these other teams we had before. It's just going to take some time. So you want to see it expand, keep supporting it, watch the games, and just enjoy it. You know,
year-round football.
Year-round
Can't wait.
football. And let's face it, a lot of the stuff we see in the NFL, whether it be camera angles, rule changes, things like that, came from leagues like the old XFL, the new iteration of the XFL, and the AAF. So a lot of that technology is being tried out here. It's a good proving ground for when players try to get to the next level. So now, shifting from that to the NFL, which let's just get the controversy out of the way in a bit. We have a couple news segments about the Washington Communists. And the biggest one, it's finally happening. Dan Snyder has announced he is looking to sell the team.
Wonder why.
Well,
yeah.
this whole U.S. Attorney Office investigation into the finances of the franchise might have a lot to do with it. So,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy. Didn't see that coming at
Yeah,
all.
no idea. No idea about that.
There's definitely no shortage of people interested in buying the Washington team. And Robert Griffin's already put out, hey, who wants to come along and be a minority owner? So,
I put in my application. Y'all can see my tweet. Follow my Twitter.
Did
Y'all,
you see how many retweets he got in like that first hour? That
Bro.
I believe it.
was like, is everyone applying?
I'm going
Like,
to check my couch cushion, see how much I can invest, right? So,
I was like, if I throw 37 cents at it, what can I get?
RG3 even said no money down. I was like, shit, let's go.
I think the last estimate I saw was that the franchise is worth, what, $6 billion? Is that right?
Okay.
Am I
All right,
overshooting?
so I get 0.00001%.
So you got stuck in it, right?
Yeah,
So,
but I got
But I
stock.
got stock.
That's something.
I'll pose this question specifically to Nori and DJ, since it is in your division. Your thoughts on the news that Snyder is finally selling the team? We'll start with Nori on this.
I mean, I'm sad. I kind of like Washington being bad. I'm going to miss that. We're going to probably have a competent owner and do a little better.
Like,
So,
they're gonna steal the rest of the Bills coaching staff.
I mean, to me, it's just like every other, NFL owner. Misogynistic, sexist, racist, and then surprised when they get caught, and then they leave in the golden parachute. So, same old
Make money
rinse
off
repeat.
it, yeah. So
No one's going to miss that motherfucker. No one's going to miss that motherfucker. Nobody.
Oh, boo hoo hoo! He's only gonna get $4 billion out of it.
DJ, your thoughts?
First of all, fuck them. That's my first thought. Second, with Nori, I mean, what's going to end up happening is they're going to get somebody in here who knows what he's doing. He's going to bring in the right people around him, and they're actually going to be people who are competent and know how to build a football team. And then they're going to potentially become better and maybe become, dare I say, a challenge in the NFC East. I don't like that. I don't like him, but I don't want them to be better.
Don't
At the end of the day,
It's scary because they're not bad with a shitty owner. Imagine them with a good owner.
Exactly.
Your only hope is that they hire Bill O'Brien as a GM. Just
Oh
throw
my
that out
God.
there right now. So,
I mean, we can. Never mind.
We can manage that. But I mean, if I'm risk management, fuck him. No, never again.
Right. Yeah, I'm interested to see who takes the reins, and I really hope for a minority owner. Needs to happen. I think the only one in the NFL right now is Shad Khan with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is he the only minority owner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yes.
So-
yes.
if they're really serious about a culture change with that franchise, and God knows it needs it, because Snyder fought for years to change, or fought against changing the team name from the Washington Redskins to the football team and to now the Communists. And the only reason he did is because FedEx threatened to pull the naming rights off the stadium. So it'll be interesting to see, but do you think they potentially change the team name again, whoever the new owner is?
They should. It's they have so
should.
many
Like,
possibilities, and the whole thing they wanted to get away from was like white supremacy in the first place. Like Redskins was a racist fucking name, so
Yeah.
they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna pick in something more racist. You could have been like a billion other names. Like Red Wolves was actually okay. Like there were so many better choices. I don't understand.
I don't get it there. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Changing ownership of a team is a long, drawn-out process. So I think for sure we probably won't have a new owner in place until after the Super Bowl at the earliest, I would say. But definitely before next season. Something's got to be up.
I don't know. Depending on how fast the investigation goes.
I
Yeah,
wonder
definitely.
how that investigation could potentially devalue the franchise as well, too. So, yeah.
They go from 6 billion to 600 million to.
But if the DOJ's got their hands in it, that they've already been digging and they've already been looking
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, they don't say they're involved until they already have something. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see how quickly Bank of America helps make the sale happen, So. All right, so on from that news to a crazy trade deadline, guys. The NFL, like I mentioned earlier in the show, moved their trade deadline a few years ago back to this point in the season for this kind of publicity. I think previously the trade deadline had been like after week 5 or 6, and when you go to other sports like Major League Baseball, the NBA, even the NHL, the trade deadlines are a little further back. So teams that are serious about, you get more of the buyer-seller thing, the more buyer-seller transaction, and it contributes to a lot more sports talk, a lot more time for the NFL on the airwaves, and that's what we're going to talk about here. In all, 19 trades involving 22 different players, guys. Should I list them all?
All on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday or the day before, yeah.
All on
yeah.
Jesus
Trade
Christ.
deadline deals.
I guess I missed
Crazy.
a lot.
Like literally up to the final minute of the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Oh my
People
goodness.
were working on it.
Could have been 20 trades with 23 players, but the Cowboys could not come to terms with getting Brandon Cooks from the Texans because of his contract. They were close, but the
God.
Texans weren't budging on how much they would cover up Cooks'
Could you
contract.
imagine?
So, yeah. So
Man, like an well, yeah, Davis Mills.
Yes.
So here's essentially what we got here. The Raiders got offensive tackle Justin Herron and a 7th rounder in 2024 from the Patriots for a 2024 6th rounder. The Browns got linebacker Deion Jones and a draft pick from the Falcons for a 6th round draft pick. Well, this one kind of happened before. This is basically the weeks leading up to it. Robbie Anderson to the Cardinals for a couple of draft picks sent to the Panthers. Then, of course, we had the Christian McCaffrey being sent for 4 draft picks. 49ers and Panthers made that trade. Jets got James Robinson, from the Jags after Reese Hall went down for a 6th-rounder. Yeah. Defensive tackle Jonathan Haskins and a 7th-rounder to the Cowboys from the Raiders for a 6th-rounder. Eagles defensive end Robert Quinn from the Bears for a 4th-round draft pick. Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from the Giants to the Chiefs for a 3rd-round and a 6th-round draft pick. Huh? Go ahead, Nori. That involves your team. What do you guys say?
No, I was happy about that because, like,
He wasn't doing
I
it.
defended him for the longest fucking time. He had a great game against Dallas, like, last year. And I'm like, oh, he's hurt, whatever. But, like, this dude really just wants to focus on his rap career. So let him and Juju have, like, the best time together.
All right.
No, I wish I was being sarcastic. I'm not being sarcastic. I wish I
forgot
was.
Juju
You're
was
on
there.
TikTok, right? So you know.
Wait, isn't Juju in Kansas City now?
That's what I just
Yeah.
said.
So he just said it, yeah. So Tony went to Kansas
Oh,
City.
that's where he went. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so-
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking somebody else. I'm sorry.
The Ravens got linebacker Roquan Smith from the Bears, and they sent them linebacker AJ Klein and a 2nd-rounder and a 5th-rounder. Helps the Ravens there a lot. The Vikings lost their starting tight end, Ian Smith Jr., I believe his name was. So they traded with division rival Detroit. Got TJ Hawkinson and a 4th-rounder and a conditional 4th-rounder to the Lions for a 2nd and a 3rd-rounder. And here we go. These are the big ones here. The Bears, who I thought looked like sellers at one point, actually traded with the Steelers for Chase Claypool.
Ace Claypool.
Yeah, for just a 2nd-round pick. So it almost seemed like the Bears maybe were selling, but no. Looking at the division right now, they got a shot. So,
Yep, they do.
yep. The Dolphins get outside linebacker Bradley Chubb and a 5th-rounder from the Broncos for Chase Edmonds, 1st-rounder and a 4th-round pick. So
That's wild.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think
It
it seems
it
like
makes
obviously the
sense, though.
Dolphins are all in on Raheem Mostert at this point. So, you know. Steelers got cornerback William Jackson III and a 7th-rounder, sending a 6th-rounder to the Commies. The Dolphins got running back Jeff Wilson Jr. from the 49ers for a 5th-round pick. Chickenwing, your thoughts on losing Jeff Wilson Jr.?
That's fine.
Fine? All right. Well, yeah, you got Christian McCaffrey, so of course.
I was.
Yeah.
Just like
I guess they have that starting or running back guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Jags, and this one has kind of been 50-50 with the fan base, traded with the Falcons, sending a 5th-rounder and a conditional 4th-rounder for suspended wide receiver Calvin Ridley.
That's slightly incorrect. They actually have a conditional 2nd round. That changed.
Oh, that changed. Okay.
Yeah, that was updated because it was published wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Calvin Ridley, currently suspended by the NFL, is technically suspended indefinitely, but can apply for reinstatement in February, of course, right after the Super Bowl. So if he bets on the Super Bowl at any capacity, they'll probably be like, what'd you do? But the Jags are taking a chance here, hoping that Ridley gets out of his suspension. We don't know how this is going to go. The NFL seems to crack down on every serious thing that doesn't involve an NFL owner, it seems like, right? So, but we'll see what happens with this. It is a bit of a gamble by the Jags. Broncos got defensive end Jacob Martin and a 5th-rounder from the Jets for a 4th-round pick. The Buffalo Bills got running back Naheem Hines from the Colts for running back Zach Moss and a conditional 6th-rounder. The Falcons get cornerback Rashad Fenton and send a conditional 7th-rounder to the Chiefs. And finally, the Bills get safety Dean Marlowe from the Falcons for a 7th-round pick. Yeah. Biggest trade, you think, of all these ones that we just listed here? Nori, we'll start with you. Which one do you think is kind of the biggest one of the biggest wave making trade, if you will?
Definitely Bradley Chubb, like no question. Like Miami was starting to, they're not putting to get their defense, they're putting together, and you add Bradley Chubb like you just added some fucking scrub who had nothing else to do. Like that's fucking. He requires double teams by himself. That's fucking wild. So, yeah, holy fucking what's the Edwards one that I like in this group? DJ. Yeah, DJ. I like
Yeah.
his pick. I think his fucking pick when Miami win the division, like, starting to look pretty good.
He
Starting to look pretty
preseason.
good.
I was about to ask him about it.
Didn't say
Preseason,
that.
he had Miami winning the division.
Yep.
Right now, they sit tied for second place with the Jets
for
at
second.
5-3. So, do you think this helps them potentially overtake Buffalo to win that division?
I want to see that rematch because, like, when they beat the Bills, they were on the third stringers. So I want to see if, as healthy as possible, Bills against a relatively healthy Miami. I want to see that.
DJ, your
So-
thoughts on this?
I think it'll make for great TV. First off, it's going to be a great game, but yeah, I think this will be what can get them over the top. Because to piggyback off what Nori said, I mean, literally, you line this guy up anywhere, he's going to have to get double teamed. If you don't double team him, he's getting to your quarterback. There's really no other way to look at it. So now you've bolstered your defense. Tua's back. I mean, we saw what Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill can do. Yeah, I think this will be what puts them over the top to help them win the division. It's going to be tough, though, because Buffalo's just bodying people. But we'll see how it goes when they play again.
Rob, trade that stands
What's
out
up?
the most for you from the deadline deals?
Actually seeing Moss getting traded for Hines, like that just adds another weapon for the Bills to use.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was I was kind of interested because like just a running back that likes to catch and like adding that additional layer of playmaking for Josh Allen and like craziness, absolutely crazy.
Now, Chickenwing, besides the Christian McCaffrey trade, which one's the one that sticks out to you the most here?
Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, seriously.
You hoes. Don't do that.
What?
Do what? Mike, speak the
Don't
truth.
do
That
what?
motherfucker threw a touchdown pass, caught a touchdown pass, and
He
ran for
threw
another one.
caught and ran for one. Like, what do you want me to not be about? What?
So anyway, the trade. Well, the two trades that surprised me was Eagles beefing up that defense with Robert Quinn. Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard for me to believe the Bears aren't quitting when they do stuff like that. It's hard to believe.
right?
It's not.
And then they pick up Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool, and we're
Yeah.
like, all right, well, maybe we aren't quitting just yet.
Just
After
yet.
they just got blown out by Dallas, well, not really blown out, but after they had beat by Dallas, they still
No,
said,
they got blown
well,
up
we still
by
got a
Dallas.
shot.
It was a blowout.
They,
You had it
they
right.
got blown up. Let's be real. Let's say
Okay,
what
well,
it is.
but they put some
Like,
points up at least, right? You
Yeah,
know,
in garbage time. In garbage
yeah,
time. Sure.
garbage time points. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
I'm being nice, but still,
If-
the
if
fact
a
that
team
they lost and
puts
still
41 on
are
you-
buyers after that,
Yep.
you know.
If a team puts up 41, 42 points on you and you're not at 35 already, you're getting blown out.
Okay.
I mean, it could be worse. It could have been how Belichick did the Texans with 42-0 in the divisional round a couple years back.
Jeez. Yeah, that was
I mean, it
glorious.
could have been like Las Vegas and just a complete goose egg.
You're right about that too.
So, definitely the Bradley Chubb one stands out. Of course, yeah, the Robert Quinn one. At least from my own personal division impact, I'm surprised by the Calvin Ridley one. I said that already. It's just that you gave up potentially 2 draft picks. I don't know what the conditions are on that one draft pick. I don't know if it's like if he gets reinstated, you get that pick. If he doesn't get reinstated, we get
doesn't,
that
then you
back
only
or
get
something. I don't know. So, but yeah, the Calvin Ridley and his team, the Falcons, are ready to just move on. You know, that one did surprise me, but the Minnesota Vikings getting Hawkinson, which I haven't been one of my fantasy leagues, so I'm actually happy with this because he's got a quarterback that'll give him the ball better. But the fact that they pulled the tight end from a division rival, I think the Vikings are all in. You know, this is like the prime year to make a move here. You know, potentially get to the Super Bowl. So, but obviously they have to get through Philadelphia, most likely to get there. So,
Oh, you know who I am surprised didn't make a move? Green Bay.
you
not-
thought they would sell?
I thought they would at least try and pick something up to like try and save the season, but
They are
like
so fucking stubborn. They saw, first of all, like, it's like you saw your ex-girlfriend leave and then you're like, all right, cool, I'll just stay single forever.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, you're not fucking helping anybody at all. And at a certain point, now you're seeing her have a successful career on OnlyFans, and you're still like, nah, my hand's good. I'm good. I'm good with this. Never mind. So, okay, fine. You know, Davante Adams and Rodgers miss each other. But to be fair, I don't think, and I said this in the preseason, I don't think all the shit that's wrong with the Raiders is Adams or Carr's fault. I think
No.
it's fucking
Oh
goddamn
no,
Josh McDaniels.
there's
It's the coaching.
yeah,
It
it's the
is.
coaching there.
It is. And that was apparent when you get blown up when you don't put any points up against the Saints. Seriously, with the defense you have, like your offense can't do anything. So, yeah.
I mean, Andy Dalton, he's GOAT.
Okay, so I see why JC said what he said earlier about the Calvin Ridley trade. Okay, so I got the conditions. So it's 2 picks safely, regardless. They're gonna get
Okay.
they're gonna get 2 picks. Here's how it works. If he gets reinstated, he's a 2023 5th round. If not, the worst they get is a 6th round pick. Cool. If he
Okay.
makes the team in 2024, he is 4th. That's where you said the 4th round.
Right.
But if he gets a long-term deal, that's where it goes all the way up to a 2nd round pick.
Like
Oh.
if he gets a long-term deal next season or something, or before the
And-
draft, or what?
At any time between now and 2024.
2024.
Interesting.
Yes. So it the worst case that they get is the 6th. The best case is the
Long-term.
third and the 2nd. So it's a safe play. I think they win that trade
For the Jags or the Falcons on that?
for the Falcons.
Falcon. I think the Falcons definitely because they don't get him either way. So
They
like,
don't get him
you
either way, and then
Right.
they get 2 draft picks out of it, regardless.
And they're having a pretty decent season without him this year too. When you think
Exactly.
about it, they're leading the division for crying out loud. No,
Not saying a lot.
no, it's not. But I mean, after this week, the team leading the NFC South could be not have a winning record when you think about it. So depending, on who
They
plays out.
actually don't have a winning record right now.
Well, I mean, a losing record, I should say.
Oh,
Because they're right at
losing
500.
record.
Yeah, so there's a
Yeah.
chance after this week that the NFC South division leader could have a losing record. So,
Oh shit!
yep.
Like that was
So-
sorry.
Yep, we're back to being the joke of the NFL.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how do y'all feel about like records like overall? Like, there's no dominant team minus the Eagles, and most of the divisions are actually still able to compete minus the Lions, and the Texans.
and the NFC South.
The
And
Bills. I think the Bills are kind of a dominant team.
I think right now the dominant team
They,
is
they
the-
are, but they're not dominating their division. That's what I'm saying. Like,
let me see
they're
the
not
standings.
straight dominating their division. Like almost all divisions are capable of winning, minus the AFC South. That's like kind of far apart, and then definitely the NFC North. That's really far apart between 1st and 2nd.
As far as dominating their division, I mean, yeah, they're only a game ahead of the Jets and the Dolphins, sure. But
Right.
if you look at them dominating the entire conference, I think they're up there.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
Dominating the conference is up there, but like
yeah.
as far as like competing wise, like fighting for a potential playoff spot, a lot of these teams are super close. Like the NFC West, like
all 5-3, 4-3, 5.
a bunch of 5-3s, a bunch of 4-4s,
Yeah.
3-5s. That's what I'm saying.
Like basically the only team running away with their division right now is Minnesota, is what you're trying to say, basically.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows how crazy the NFL season really can be, right? I mean,
Right.
it's that kind of a year right now. Now, granted, it's still early, and with all these deadline moves, who knows what that's going to change, right?
True.
And then a lot of teams have players that could potentially soon be coming off IR as well. All those moves that get made. So,
Teams getting healthy again. I mean,
Yeah.
I know DJ doesn't even want to admit this. With that Washington win, they're competing in the East. Granted, they're nowhere near New York and Dallas right now, but for them to be 4-4 and still have a shot, I mean, that's
cheating.
no
wild.
spoiler.
I don't know. They. I'd like to see them beat a good team.
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't know
mean,
about
the
competing.
Chiefs
let's
quarterback
talk the
was
resume. Let's
definitely a
talk the
plus.
resume, and then
Yeah.
we'll go from there. Because I mean, who did they beat, Mike? Seriously,
Green
Who
Bay.
did they beat?
Green Bay.
That's it.
everybody's beating Green Bay
right
now.
I feel a lot better about that game personally in November. The Titans having against Green Bay now than I did before. So
I mean, they well, okay, you're right, because
Yeah.
the only respectable two, three respectable teams that they lost to is the Titans, Cowboys, and the Eagles. That's just Washington altogether, right? But that's all I'm saying is like every team in most divisions are super close. They can compete for number one or play spoiler. The only really dominant team, like as far as division, like head to head, is Minnesota. They're 3-0. We're 3-0, 2-0 against the Rams, and
Yep.
then Tennessee. They're 3-0 in their
Obviously.
division.
Okay.
So, stop.
All right, there's a lot we can
Hey,
discuss, and you know what? Honestly, we'll break that down a lot more once the season hits its halfway point, which is going to be after this coming week. So, but there is something we have to get into before we get into our picks for Week 9, and that is that we got 3 sports minority teams on the bye week. So we got 3 bye week report cards to get through, and we're going to kind of do this in the order of reverse how your teams are doing record wise. So that means Chickenwing is going first. His San Francisco 49ers are 4-4 on the season, second place in the NFC West. And obviously the season for them has shifted a bit with the Christian McCaffrey trade. So Chickenwing, it's your time. Give us your bye week report card for the San Francisco 49ers.
They're a C+. And that's me being
Plus.
critical, but not like too critical
Okay.
on this one. Honestly, with their schedule, they should be 6-2. Atlanta has proven themselves to be a legitimate team, so I can't really knock them on that one. And Kansas City. But, Jimmy G stepping on racism, fuck you, all right? I had no business losing that game. And then same thing with Denver. Like, they had no business losing to that hack of a team. I wanted to give them a B+, I really did, but like those 2 losses were crucial. Anybody can argue injuries are a factor. Well, if that's the case, why are they beating the snot out of other teams with the same injured players? So you can't argue that. I think they're gonna get healthy after the bye. CMC trade. I first said they overpaid, but realizing that LA was the other buyer or potential buyer, then no, they paid the right price for it.
Nah, they paid.
Fuck you, Rob. But I mean, nightmare matchups are crazy now, and then apparently, right now, Buffalo, Dallas, and San Francisco are all taking a shot at OBJ. That's gonna be crazy to watch the next couple weeks. If we land them, then that's just basically saying we're trying to win this year, like we have to at this point. But I mean, at the end of the day, C+ still. I can't justify giving him a B. Those 2 losses that we took were crucial.
Okay. Let's move on then to the New York Giants, Nori's team. Both the Giants and Cowboys are 6-2, but the Cowboys right now have the tiebreaker based on the head-to-head win. So Nori, give us the bye week report card for your New York Giants, currently 3rd in the NFC East.
So I looked at the roster, and they were very, very adamant that, unlike Gettleman and other people, hey, we're gonna start from the ground up. We're gonna clear the cap, and we're gonna be bad before we're good. And with this new regime, we haven't been bad. We lost to Dallas within 7. We beat everybody within 7. We lost to Seattle the first time that wasn't within 7, but our wide receivers really, really screwed us. But with everything, the roster, the new coach, the new GM, I'm like, there's no fucking way that at this point I thought we'd be 2-6. I'm for sure giving them an A+ because they've won a bunch of games they probably had no business winning, and they're kind of winning in our classic football. The quarterback is not playing amazing, but he's doing enough to actually shockingly keep us in games with his legs, and he's not giving up the ball a lot. Our wide receivers as a whole still can't catch, but we knew that before the season started, so we can't act surprised. It's to the point now where we started the season, we thought we were going to be bad, and now Giants fans are generally pissed off that we didn't trade for a wide receiver. Like, they're so fucking delusional that they think we're one wide receiver away from a Super Bowl. We still have a lot of work to do. We need a lot better players. But with this coaching, if Daboll doesn't get Coach of the Year or doing the most with less, I'll be shocked. I seriously cannot be happier as a Giants fan right now. We could lose the next 2, and it's still an improvement over the last decade.
You won't with the Texans and the Lions, but yeah, I agree with you 100%. Dude. Like 100%. If Daboll doesn't get Coach of the Year, I'd be with you. I'd be shocked.
He definitely deserves it right now.
He does. Dude. He turned that franchise around with the current roster you have. Imagine if you actually have a roster, an actual roster. Jesus, y'all be a scary team to deal with, even more scary than Philly, and I'll be the first to say that.
All right, so Chickenwing, you got the C+ for the Niners. Nori, you had what for the Giants? An A+.
Plus,
A+. All right. And that leaves DJ. Dallas Cowboys 6-2. With any other year, would probably be leading the division, but the Eagles are the Eagles right now. So the Cowboys are second right now in the NFC East. DJ, what is your bye week report card for the Dallas Cowboys?
Give him a B.
A B. All right.
Yes. So I'm going to start with. God damn it, Nori.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They set him up and walk. You set him up and knock him down. You not give them an A for how they started week 1. You're crazy. Even as a Dallas fan, I'd give them an A-. You're tripping, bro. They have Mike McCarthy as a head coach, and they're somehow winning games. I don't understand. Like, give him some credit.
We're winning in spite of that guy.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Winning in spite of that guy. So with the defense, I mean, I won't go all the way through, every single stat. I know Nori would love if I did that, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh, I was waiting for that too. Damn.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're second in the division. We're 6-2. We're leading in sacks. Our defense gets out of the quarterback, and you don't have to go look at stats for that. If you just go watch any of the clips from the games, our defense, they're monsters. They get after the quarterback. They're pressuring the quarterback. They hit the quarterback, and then we're taking the ball away well too. And a lot of what we can do on defense, I think, is heavily depending on Dan Quinn. He's brought an energy to this defense that just was not there when he wasn't around. They play for him. They play hard for him. You have Michael Parsons, who is literally running down running backs from behind, running down tight ends from behind, and that effort is infectious. So he's doing it. The rest of the team is doing it. I mean, Dorrance Armstrong is blocking punts. I mean, 3 years ago, his name was rarely even mentioned. But now all of a sudden, he's a big playmaker. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's watching Michael Parsons play. Michael Parsons, we know what he does.
Right.
And Dan Quinn is getting players to play and just do their jobs. We fly to the ball, and we cause havoc and basically take it away when it comes down to it. I can't give the defense, an A+ simply because our run defense is terrible. The Bears just ran for over 200 yards against us. So that's one reason why I can't go A. We're going to have to be able to stop the run. You make playoff pushes, you lose games if you can't stop the run. If you get behind for any reason, the other team is just like, well, cool, we're going to run the ball, and we'll run the clock out. And that's just what they'll be able to do. We gave up that many rush yards to the Bears, and I'm not saying the Bears are slouches because they run the ball. That's what they do. They don't really throw the ball, they run it, but we couldn't stop them from running it. And then from the offensive side of things, if the game against the Bears is any indication of what our offense is capable of, and we can keep that going for the rest of this season, I'm a happy Cowboys fan. Dak Prescott has not had a great connection with CeeDee Lamb, but all of a sudden, he found it. I mean, he got to a point where he was just kind of throwing the ball in CeeDee's direction, and he's just catching it. He's running and getting it. And minus the one interception he threw, he played a great game. And yeah, I use the word. It's great. He looked great. And they actually had some design runs for Dak, which I've been talking about for probably since last year. Dak hurt his leg. He got his leg snapped in half, basically. I get it. But he's still mobile, and you still can set up design runs for him because now what you're doing is making the defense have to watch him. You put a spy on him. What does that do? Brings up the secondary. And you throw the ball in the direction of an opening just because it's going to be there now because you've got one guy sitting back there spying Dak because he can still move. Now, I'll say this. I mean, that was one of the best QB stinks I've ever seen in my life. He picked up 1 yard and then picked up 25 more because they just didn't tackle him, but I digress. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. At the end of the day, I'm going to give him a B. I'm sticking with the B. But if we can keep this offense going and we keep our defense playing the way it is, I'm a happy guy.
I can kind of see why you're saying that, DJ. I just looked at y'all stat wise. Y'all are 25th against the run, right behind the Giants at 26th.
Yep.
We can't stop the run.
I mean, the Bears wait till Derrick Henry plays against that defense in Week 17. I'm just going to say that right now.
It's so crazy because Dallas is first with sacks.
Everybody else, we're not going to stop.
Exactly.
Fucking liar.
It's like looking at the stat numbers now. Like if you don't back in time, then all over you because y'all are first in sacks and we're second in sacks. I was like, Jesus.
Now, the interesting thing about all your teams, the hottest like receiver, I guess you could say the hottest, but the biggest receiver free agent out there right now is of course Odell Beckham Jr. So, and to be honest, like every one of your teams could benefit from having him on there. Now, I don't think the Giants would make a play for him. You never know, right? But
Joe Shane was trolling the other day. I don't know if he's trolling, but he was saying, "Oh, is he interested?" And with this big ass smile, and he said, "We will." They asked him straight up, "Would you be interested in Odell Beckham Jr.?" His answer, word for word, verbatim, was, "We will look at any football player who will help our team."
Okay.
That's
So,
good.
Rob, I'll kind of ask you this question because you're the smart Asian on the show.
No, it's not.
What?
I'm the only Asian on the show. That's why I'm the smart one.
Who of these three teams, the Cowboys, Giants, and Niners, has the best chance to land Odell Beckham Jr. as a free agent?
Ooh. The Cowboys, I'm gonna say the Cowboys just because checkbook is available. Like I don't see the Giants are still on rebuild. I doubt he goes back there. Niners, they just don't have like the cap space. Like, do they actually have the cap? Mike, do they have the cap space? Because like I don't think they do.
I'd have
Bring
to
on like another big name.
give me like 2 minutes. I can find out for you.
I mean, does he
But
really
then
want
again,
a lot of money for it, or is he just going to take the
He won't
benefit of winning
be.
a
He won't
Super
be
Bowl?
worth the full year. That's for sure.
But like,
So,
he's already got the championship. Like, it's not about the championship for him anymore. Now it's I want to get paid.
Yeah,
do we know
right.
that though?
I mean,
I feel
Because
like
he hasn't publicly said it. That's the thing.
no, I feel like he's holding out a bit to see who the big contender is going to be that can sign him. Obviously, Buffalo is good. I think they're set with what they got, right? The Eagles are good, the Chiefs, maybe,
I mean, the Chiefs are proving that they don't necessarily need that. Like,
yeah, I mean, if the Titans continue to win, they got a shot too. But if I'm looking at these three teams, I think the Niners now are a pretty sexy option for Odell Beckham Jr. with the addition of Christian McCaffrey, if they can afford him, obviously. So, I mean, you telling me there's two guys that might throw him the ball between Christian McCaffrey and Jimmy G? So
Okay, so Rob, to answer your question, we currently have 6 million, 6.5 million with cap, and Dallas has 6.9 million in cap space.
so if we're talking strictly money, then Dallas.
Yeah, because if we're talking money, he's not going to Buffalo. They don't even have $1 million in cap space.
no, Buffalo's
Yeah.
all in with.
No,
the
they don't have anything.
Yeah,
They don't, and they've. But like, Buffalo's solid right now. Like they wouldn't like be looking to change up the chemistries and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, you really wouldn't. But
No.
like that's the thing. Jerry's interested in OBJ, but I'm not. Again, this is not against DJ, and I'm not tooting my own horn. But if you really look at it, if OBJ actually landed in San Fran, right, then you have the nightmare matchup of OBJ paired up with
Devo and
Devo,
CMC,
who's a
and-
YB, CMC.
Right.
You got Juice, you got Kittle. You don't
Right,
have to
becomes
do shit. And that's
it
all.
becomes
That's all
a
I want.
nightmare.
That's all I want. Jimmy G not to do shit. Okay, let him just check it down.
With
Do
the
whatever.
Niners right now too, they got a better shot at winning their division than the Cowboys do right now with their own division, right? So
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, obviously Dallas will try and make a play. They try to make a play for Cooks. Couldn't
Oh,
work
for
out
sure.
'cause he's expensive. So yeah, obviously I think those are two potential of these teams we're talking about franchises they're going to make a move or try to for OBJ.
For sure.
So
I mean, I'd like, as much as I dislike Dallas, I would love to see Cooks go to Dallas.
So would I, Rob.
Mhm.
So would I.
Just
at
saying.
this
like-
point, he would have to be a release, clear waivers, and then sign as a free agent. Because I guarantee anybody else that has waiver priority that's still a contender would claim that and could afford to claim that contract would over Dallas
sure.
For sure. So
Well,
I'm just
crazy.
saying
he's had in the past 8 seasons 6 1,000-yard receiving seasons,
Mhm.
and it's nobody. I mean, you don't really hear about him. He's just quiet, but he's just doing it. So I mean, that'd be
Like-
amazing.
Yeah.
He saved my fantasy season last year. Just saying, like.
and then ran into me.
this is a good point. Chance to actually segue into our picks for Week 9 because he's going to be playing Thursday. But here we go. Week 9 predictions here. Now, teams on the bye week. We have Cleveland, Dallas, Denver, New York Giants, Pittsburgh, and San Francisco. So 6 teams on a bye this week. Our pick order is going to be Rob, Chickenwing, DJ, JC, and then Nori. So, the Thursday night game on Prime Video is Philadelphia at Houston. And no, this is not the World Series, guys. It's the Eagles and the Texans. So
I just don't understand. I don't understand how the schedule makers looked at this, saw the offseason the Eagles had, and they're like, hey, you know what would be a great matchup on Thursday? Eagles and Texans. Like, what?
They didn't. They looked at the markets and were like, well, we don't really need this game.
yeah,
That's what it is.
that's what they were looking at. But this got a little crazier too, with the World Series also being Philadelphia against Houston, and then Game 3 pushing everything back a day. So what was supposed to be them just having the game to themselves, now they're competing with Game 5 in similar markets too. So now the funny thing is, like with Amazon Prime Video, obviously everyone in the country, if you want to watch the Thursday night game, has to watch this on Prime Video, unless you're in the local market. So if you're in the Houston market or the Philadelphia market, a local TV station will pick up the channel, which for both markets was actually the Fox affiliate. The World Series is being broadcast on Fox.
That's funny.
So they had to scramble and find another local affiliate in each city that would pick up the game as well. Not that I'm saying it's going to have a whole lot of big ratings at this point, but anyway. But yes. It's not.
It really isn't.
But it is the Eagles at the Texans. Philly favored by 13, while the Phillies and Astros will be playing Game 5 in Philadelphia. Guys, does anybody think the Texans pull off this upset?
Are we rooting for the? Are me and DJ going to be rooting for the Texans? Absolutely. Are they going to do it?
So wait, are we asking if they're going to cover the line? Maybe like cover?
That could be a good question. Yeah. So
Like,
Let me say this. Just like Nori said, do we want the Houston Texans to beat the Philadelphia Eagles? Yes. I want them to be beaten into submission. But they're not going to be able to do it.
all right.
This is the only time I'm hearing Nori cheering for a Houston team.
Yeah, because not the
That's true.
Astros.
That's not true. I root for Texans a lot.
I'm talking about the
No,
Astros.
no. He is a Davis.
That was the
fan.
joke.
You are right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Mike White, it'd still be Davis Mills' biggest fan.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Very true.
I really thought Texans would be better. I really did.
I think they're maybe a year or two away. You know, this the hangover from the Watson ordeal. You know, so and all the Bill O'Brien moves, if you will.
And the Bill O'Brien
Yeah.
stuff. And
At least they got the draft picks out of that.
Yeah,
the
well, I
Watson
still miss
trade.
that guy. I still think he's the best coach they've ever had. And GM. Anyway, on to the Sunday early games. This one is actually pretty interesting here. The Chargers heading across the country to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Rob, where are you going with this one?
I'm gonna go. I think.
Say it.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Chickenwing?
Bro, Atlanta's taking that one.
All right.
They're a
DJ?
changed team.
DJ, what about you?
You know, this is supposed to be easier. Like, Atlanta was not supposed to be good.
Right?
They weren't supposed to even be decent. This was supposed, everybody taking Atlanta? That's what it's supposed to be. But now I don't fucking know. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers for now.
Wow.
Yeah. Put me down for the Chargers.
I'm going with the Falcons on this one. Now this is the game potentially. If the Falcons lose this game, then whoever is leading the NFC South after this week is guaranteed to have a losing record. Just throwing that out there. But I do like the Falcons in this one. They're pretty evenly matched, to be honest with you. So, but I think the Falcons they're just playing as a team possessed right now. Like, they got something to prove, and they see that they got a shot at this division. They're going to go for it. So, and Nori, what about you?
I'm convincingly going for the Chargers because I'm not sure if you guys saw the game last week, but Atlanta should have lost like 5 times. So
I did.
Carolina's playing out of their fucking mind right now
Carolina
too, man.
team that it literally doesn't want to win football games anymore.
They really
Like they're
don't.
begging teams to beat them. So
They're one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty away from a loss. That's true. So for taking your helmet off, basically.
Huh.
All right, Miami at Chicago. Miami favored by 5. Now, assuming that there is good weather at Soldier Field, does anyone think the Bears are beating the Dolphins?
If it's snowing, maybe.
It's right.
if half the team doesn't show up,
Yeah.
If the torrential flood like the Niners game happens again, then yes.
So-
We don't speak about that game, sir.
If Tua's not playing, then I would pick the Bears. But Tua's playing, so
Tua's playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing out of his mind this year. So yes.
yeah, I'm going to go with Miami.
This is
Confident.
two teams that made a lot of moves around the trade deadline, so this is going to be interesting for sure. So,
Yeah, Miami defense too.
Yep. all
The
right,
sub guy's pretty good.
Carolina at Cincinnati. The Bengals, of course, are favored by 10, but coming off a loss to the Browns, whereas the Panthers seem determined to play spoiler at this point because ever since they, excuse me, made the change to PJ Walker at quarterback, they're just playing so much better. Who knew? Get rid of Baker Mayfield.
PJ Walker to DJ Moore. That was beautiful.
That was a beautiful pass. So,
Yeah, when you have a somebody who's not a winner under center, then you don't win. But then if you change that, it can change some stuff up. Just throwing that out there.
And then you change your coaches too.
Yeah, change your
Just-
coaching
yeah,
staff
that
too.
too.
Yeah.
now the Jamar Chase injury is potentially an issue here. We saw how much that really hurt the Bengals this past Monday. But does anyone think Carolina gets a win on the road?
Yes.
This was supposed to be
Yes.
easy.
Yes, right?
Shit, man.
So, Rob,
Yes.
you thinking Carolina?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I think we have to go through this one by one. So, Rob's picking Carolina. What about you, Chickenwing?
I'm also picking Carolina, especially if
Ooh,
Chase
boy.
isn't playing.
Copycat. No, go away.
DJ,
You're Asian.
what about you?
I cheat off of you.
No, I'm picking the Bengals
Okay.
to win this. Carolina should have won the game, as Nori said, 5 times and didn't fucking do it.
All right. I'm going with the Bengals as well. I don't know the extent of the Chase injury. I'm going to keep an eye on that, but I think the Bengals can get the win here at home. They can bounce back here. Have they lost 2 in a row this season, except for
With
early
what
on?
offensive line?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. We'll see. So
Mike,
maybe that'll
that's a fair
change.
question,
This,
but
like I said, the Bengals are favored by 10, but this could go either way. Right now I'm leaning Bengals here. Nori, what about you?
Just FYI, the Jamar Chase injury is at least 4 weeks he's going to be out.
I'm not convincingly, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay.
They should at least be able to fucking beat like come on. I don't know.
But they've
Yeah,
changed
Carolina-
ever since Rule's gone, bro. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. That's a different Carolina team that you're watching since we.
Since Matt Rule firing. Yeah, very
Then
true.
why can't they get the win? Why
That
would
was
you not get
that
the
was
win
the
against Atlanta?
kicker just being stupid and not practicing.
The kicker.
No, that wasn't really. That was DJ Moore taking his
Yeah,
helmet
you
off. That was a dumb.
Exactly.
That too.
That's-
That too.
That was a team stupidity. That's exactly what that was.
Exactly.
Team stupidity.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't pick the team
That's-
to win yet. Yet.
Yeah.
They look better. They look a lot better without Rule. Yeah, absolutely. Their offense looks
Sure.
like a week.
If they beat the Bengals, though, are you keeping a closer eye on the Panthers then?
I'm gonna have to. NFL
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
every week.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're in the running for the division at this point too.
Right. That's ridiculous.
Not saying a lot.
Divisional. Let's go to our first division matchup of the weekend: Green Bay at Detroit.
I
I don't even know.
I so want Detroit to win.
Anyone
Which,
think
you know,
Green Bay
should
was only
be-
going to be favored by 3 going into the game this week?
And they should only be favored by 3 because they're getting freed up by everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, what do you got on this one?
I'm taking Detroit. I'm not convinced there's anything that Rodgers can do to pull his team out of this funk until he admits that he's like a problem.
Yeah.
Like he's the problem.
not gonna do it.
Like
He won't do that.
he and until he does, like the team's gonna keep suffering. Like I think it's become like a toxic locker room in there, knowing full well that the one person that's gonna be holding the ball for every offensive play has got an ego and doesn't know how to check it. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm going with Detroit in this one.
All right, Chigwee.
Man, I'm tired of Detroit disappointing me. I'm gonna have to go with Aaron, even if he does have an ego. I just can't be disappointed anymore this year. It's y'all's fault, Nori and
I
Rob.
understand. You're going to be plenty disappointed many more times.
You're always disappointed. That's fine.
Not as much as Dallas
fans
fans.
listen to this like, yeah, welcome to our world, bro.
Yeah,
All
not
right,
as much as Dallas
DJ,
fans though.
what about you?
You're going to have the most talented team to ever get to the Super Bowl and get washed.
Yeah.
Washed.
Wow, fuck you.
No, love you too.
DJ, go ahead.
Hey, at least they made it to the playoffs.
Shut up, bitch.
I'm taking the Packers.
Okay.
I'm taking the Packers to win. The Lions. It just seems like they're allergic to prosperity.
Allergic to winning?
They don't want to win. They don't want to do it. And I expected them to do it, and they're not doing it. They don't play defense, which means they get out. They play offense. They put up points. That's great.
Mhm.
But then the other teams put up more points than you because you're not playing any defense.
Yeah, that
And
defense.
then they basically gave away T.J. Hawkinson, which is one of their best players offensively.
Mhm.
To me, just watching him play, I mean, he played against Dallas. I watched him. He's one of their best players, and they give him the Vikings, which is a division opponent that you have to play later this year.
Who's
I
leading the
don't
division, by the
Who's
way?
leading the division?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, makes a lot of
You
sense.
play them later this year. Like they gave up. The Lions have given up, so I'm picking the Packers.
That's what it seems like to me. But a team that's given up versus the team that can't score. Fuck, this was supposed to be an easy game.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen a team in any sport make a move that they're full-on sellers at the deadline and then go out and start winning games suddenly? And if you, honestly, when you look at the Lions, if you throw out the games against the Patriots and the Cowboys, they are putting up points.
Yes.
With or without Hawkinson. So,
Yeah.
and when you compare it to this losing streak that the Packers have been on, they've lost 4 straight. The Lions have lost 5 straight. The Packers have not been putting up very many points. So I'm going with the team that's putting up points. I'm going with the Lions. In part because it's at home. So I know you can't tell me every Lions fan in that stadium will be looking at this as a huge win just to beat the Packers, just to stick it to Aaron Rodgers one time. So, Nori, what about you?
I'll go with the Lions.
All right.
Bruh.
It's supposed to be easy, right? Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
All right. Indianapolis at New England. Patriots favored by 5.5 at home. Rob, what do you got on this one?
I'm taking New England. Yeah, I just don't see where the offense is going to come from Indiana anymore.
Mhm.
They just traded away one of their better running backs, and
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't know. Like, Zach Moss is good, but like he's not like extraordinary. He's not. I don't.
I forgot he was in the league until 2 days ago.
Well, there you go.
Basically,
Wow.
Just thought he retired.
Is anyone taking the Colts on this one?
No, not me.
I feel like
No.
I missed that.
Mike will probably take him.
Chickenwing?
Mike believes.
No.
Okay. Now, before we move on, DJ, I got to call you out here. We were talking last week about the Colts, and you picked up Sam Ellinger. My God, you
I
dropped
fucking
him
did,
quicker
yeah.
than I ever imagined after
Bro.
one game, bro.
oh yeah.
That
Nah,
one game, you're like, oh, my
yeah.
Fantasy.
Nah, yeah, he's gone. He's
man.
gone. He's gone.
He was just a rental, right? That's all he was. He was just a rental.
Yeah, he really was. Just
Oh,
Herbert's
okay.
playing now, so we're good.
Okay,
Like
cool.
Justin Herbert.
There you go.
There you go.
On
There
a
you go.
related note, I did what Chickenwing could not do, and that is beat DJ in fantasy football. So, which I didn't expect.
Well, welcome to Mike's life. He can't beat me at anything.
Okay, so
All right, I'm logging out.
Okay.
Fuck all of y'all. All
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Fuck all of
Can't even
y'all.
log out right.
Shut up.
Mike's life.
yeah.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
Next game, another division matchup: Buffalo at the New York Jets. Buffalo favored by 12. Anyone think the Jets get a win here at home?
No.
I want them to just to like stir some shit in it.
Mm-hmm.
They're good.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Not.
All right.
That's the way they play. If they like stomped their opponents out last week, this would be a really good game.
Mhm.
But Wilson, I don't know if this is the real Wilson or he just had a shitty game. So somebody's mom needs to call Wilson so they can get him back on board.
Remember, it was his mom's friend, so it has to be like one of the friends
That's
of his
true.
mom.
No.
He's back at home.
Can't
Maybe
be
I
just
saw him there.
Just saying.
All right. Minnesota at Washington. With the news, of course, that Comrade Snyder is selling the team here.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, we're starting with you. The Vikings favored by 3.5 on the road. What do you got?
I'm taking the Vikings, but I would love to see Washington win this week and next week,
Why would-
just so
Why would you say that?
Yeah, I would say that.
because I
Why would
want to
you-
see y'all sweat when all your teams are like 6-3.
Wait, what did he say?
No.
I
Stop-
tuned him
stop it
out.
right
What
now,
did he
Rob.
say? He said
Knock it off.
Washington was going to win?
I said
Yeah.
Minnesota, dummy.
He said
Oh, okay.
Minnesota, but he was hoping
He said
Washington.
49ers are a great team.
Damn.
Well,
Don't
we
you,
know that's
ever,
not-
don't you ever put that blasphemy in my mouth. Never, ever. Words will never leave my lips. It's lies.
Chickenwing, what about you?
Minnesota.
right.
That was like one of the easier games I picked.
Yeah, this is pretty free.
So everyone's
Watch
picking Minnesota?
Minnesota. Wait. Hold on. This is not Monday Night Football, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
No,
It's not
this is
prime
like Sunday.
Yeah, we're good.
like
Sunday
Sunday
noon.
morning.
It's the early game.
Central. Yep.
Yep.
Then yeah, convincingly Minnesota.
Convincingly, right?
All right.
Yeah. It was an easy one.
Cool.
We almost got some Monday night, but
And
We've also
finally,
convincingly before, and then watch the team lose, but still, I'm gonna still say convincingly.
potentially now the closest game of the early morning games. We got Las Vegas heading across to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Raiders favored by 1.5 on the road.
this is literally
Damn.
a coin flip. This is
I-
literally.
Damn. You're favored by 1.5 on the
I
road.
hate this.
It's a battle of who's bad and who chokes hard. All right.
Rob,
Fucking ridiculous.
what do you got?
What do I got? Hold on, I'll tell you what I got. Hey Siri,
Yes.
hey Siri, flip a coin. Heads. So I'm taking. Damn, Las Vegas.
Good
job.
The visiting team gets heads and the tails is the home team. All right.
yeah, visiting team heads. So.
All right. Chickenwing.
I'm going for Pretty Boy. I mean, Jacksonville. That's what I'm going for. Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. DJ.
I don't even know why this is a game.
I mean,
It's like we both got to fill
This
the
is
schedule,
terrible.
bro.
It's the schedule, bro.
This is,
Oh,
I'm going with the Jags because they actually put up points last week.
okay. Yeah, I'm going with the Raiders. The Jags have lost 5 in a row, and yes, the Raiders didn't put up points last week, but they've put them up every other week. So I feel like that was just an anomaly for them. So I got the Raiders winning this one. And
But JC, what if it's not?
well then we
What if
make
they choke again?
those corrections next week. All right.
yeah,
We just-
exactly. So
I hate.
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't on this game. What do you expect? So I mean, yeah.
What's going on? Oh, we got Devontae Adams. We're great now. Fuck
Yep.
you. You're not.
Nori, what about you?
I'm going with Jacksonville.
All right,
bet.
it's breaking it. Here we go.
That's a smart bet right there.
All right. On to one of 2 late afternoon Sunday games. The third and final division matchup of the weekend. Seattle at Arizona.
Oh God.
Rob, what do you got?
Geno Smith, King of the West.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Damn right.
Oh my God.
Chickenwing.
If you'd have told me that Seattle was running the division by week 9, I'd have told you you're out your fucking mind. But
But
I'm going for King of the West.
Ooh, so you acknowledge that
he
Geno
is
Smith is the king of your division.
Geno Smith, King of the
Acknowledge him,
Geno
bro.
Smith said, "Acknowledge me," and Mike was like, "Yes, Daddy," and that's what he just did.
I didn't do all that. I mean,
That's what happened.
Y'all
That's
can kick
right.
rocks. Y'all can kick rocks.
That's what I heard.
I'd rather have
that's fine.
Seattle win than Arizona compete. Okay.
That's fine. We got him to say it one time out of the season. I'm good. I'm
Oh,
done.
yeah.
I've said it a
saving
couple
that.
times this season.
I'm
With confidence.
yeah, I'm clipping that shit. All right, DJ, what about
Hell
you?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm going with the Seahawks. King of the West, Geno Smith.
Oh my gosh. I'm picking the Seahawks as well, man. He beat the Cardinals already once this year. I think he can do it again. Leading the division here. We got Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Nori,
What? Who is Geno Smith again? Can you tell me, JC, who that is?
King of the West.
King of the West.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
Say it, Nori.
Fuck for the Cardinals. Fuck you all. I'm going for the Cardinals.
Well, in
man.
Nori's defense, he really has been the biggest Cardinal fan this year. So
Yes, true.
out of all of us.
Well,
yeah.
ever since D Hop came back, right?
Well, since D Hop came
Yeah,
back.
so But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. The Cards are, they're what 1-1 since D-Hop came back, and the Seahawks have won 3 in a row. So yeah, but this will be interesting.
I will say if James Conner does play, I might actually go to Arizona because Conner's been out this entire time.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Now, Rob, you're picking this next one first. Anyway, it's the Los Angeles Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, hold on a second. Believe it or not, this game is actually being broadcast nationally on Fox. So it's the late afternoon, America's Game of the Week.
Okay.
But go ahead, Rob, what you got?
Yeah, 3-5 Tampa Bay Bucks and the 3-4 LA Rams. Yeah, I don't know which one's collapsing more, so I'm gonna go with LA.
Okay.
They're coming off a bye,
Can't
so
hear you.
I think that's the best reason to say that they have a chance.
Chickenwing.
Well, it doesn't matter what I pick because fucking Rob's like, yeah, you picked my team, little bitch. Fuck you.
Wow.
The Rams are going to take this one.
Okay. DJ.
Yeah, I'll go with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams too. There's something wrong in Tampa, and the Rams coming off a bye. No, the Rams are not coming off a bye. They weren't on a bye last week, but
They might as well been. Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the Rams right now. Tampa, there's just something wrong. Who knew Green Bay and Tampa Bay?
It's functional.
Yeah. Nori, what about you?
Brady might not know how to be a dad, but he knows how to be a good football player. So I'm
Damn.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Oh my God.
Oh my lord.
Bruh.
Shit.
Wow.
Blasphemy.
While I give everyone a chance to pick up their mouths after that comment, that was hilarious.
I mean, I thought I crossed lines. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm gonna cross. What I do?
No.
Sunday night game. Let's move on. Titans at Chiefs. Both teams 5-2. I don't know why the fuck the Chiefs are favored by 12.5. So odds makers in Vegas, you can kiss my ass. Riding with Tennessee, we're on a win streak. I don't give a shit what any of y'all say. Because
I'm so insulted by that. Dude.
I'm insulted by 12.5. I'm insulted by the fact that we're so much of an underdog after we swept the Colts, who the Chiefs lost to earlier this year. Kiss my ass, Vegas Lodge members. Titans all the way. That's what I got. Point. Rob, what about you?
That's fine. We'll just catch up one more game. Let's go. Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right, Chickenwing.
I'm just so in shock by his he's
insulted.
I know.
Yeah, he's 12.5. I get it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it should be 12.5. I still think the Chiefs should be favored, but not by 12.5. That's great.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah, like
11.5 isn't much. It'd be like 11.5, 12 even.
Something better.
But yeah, for sure, Chiefs taking that one.
DJ, go ahead.
I've got the Chiefs by 7.
All right. Nori, what about you?
Chiefs by 77.
Oh damn! Yeah. Hey, you know what? DJ said that y'all gonna cover. That's what he said, JC.
All right.
Chiefs by 7. That's good, man. Take the win.
Might
Take
find
it.
throw some money on the spread, to be honest with you. So, all right. Monday night game is Baltimore at New Orleans. And the way the Saints have been right now, it's not such a gimme for the Ravens. They're only favored by 2.5 on the road here. Rob, what do you got here?
I'm gonna go with New Orleans to take this one.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
It's an underdog, Nori. Let him have it, bro.
Let me have my underdog pick. Let me just go with this. I'm throwing shit to the fan and hoping it sticks. All right.
Chaos. Yes.
All right.
Good strategy. Well played.
Well played. I'm not taking that
acknowledge
strat. No, I'm not taking that strat. Fuck you. I'm definitely taking Baltimore.
Okay. DJ.
I'm taking Lamar Jackson and Baltimore.
Yeah, going with Baltimore myself, and Lamar, you're my fantasy quarterback. Let's go off, bro. Let's do it. And Nori.
I don't know what kind of medication Rob's on, but I know he hurt his leg, so yeah, I'll forgive that. I'm gonna go Baltimore.
I mean, Rob, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see what happens for you. So, All right, those are our picks for Week 9. Guys, we made it through quite the extensive episode with all the damn trade deadline deals that happened, all the news from the NBA. Yeah, and the XFL team reveals. And finally, Rob, you talked about this before we started recording, but I'll mention it here. For soccer fans here locally, San Antonio FC is in the Western Conference Finals this weekend. And Rob's got tickets.
I've got tickets and I'm going. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, something cool for soccer, and honestly, quite frankly, we should be the city with an MLS franchise, not Austin. So
Not Austin.
suck it, Austin FC. I'm so glad the FC beat Austin earlier this year. So anyway, yes, if SAFC wins, they will be hosting the championship game the following week, I believe, in San Antonio at Toyota Field.
The following week.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will be back, of course, next week to recap how we did in Week 9 and preview Week 10. We'll be basically hitting the midway point of the season. And no bye-week report cards on tap next week. So just going to be recapping the week, making some predictions for the following week, and maybe discuss how the midway point of the season has gone as well. So once again, I'm JC, your resident Titans and Astros fan. Go Stros, let's do it. Joining me this week are
Chickenwing. Peace out.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going to be more intense, Tom Brady's divorce or Miami and Buffalo whenever they rematch. So I'm pretty hyped for that.
Definitely voting on Tom Brady's divorce. I think that's the more intense match. There are no winners there. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Rob signing out. Wait.
The attorneys win, Rob. The attorneys win.
yes,
Do they though?
bastards always.
DJ here, Cowboys fan. It is currently 11:43 p.m. Central Time, and Mike still sucks.
Oh, you still sucks too.
Damn right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the Sports Miners podcast this week, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Thanks everyone once again for listening to the Sports Minorities podcast. We do appreciate it. If you want to keep the conversation going, we're on Twitter at Sports Minor Pod and also on Facebook at Sports Minorities. Our YouTube channel, Sports Minorities. Search on there. We live stream every now and then, just some random stuff. And you can also reach us via email, sports.minorities@gmail.com. We do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to us, and we'll catch y'all next time.
I really hope that we look at like DraftKings and see an account that says I am not Calvin Ridley, because like he's saying he's not Calvin Ridley, so it can't possibly be him. So, and I'm pretty confident.
I would never check.
And I'm pretty
But
confident.
if he's still
Chickenwing likes
gambling,
to
he's probably doing it through like a friend's account or something.
Chickenwing likes to look up that like irrelevant shit. I'm sure who's going to look that up and let us know if there's an actual user with that name.
Probably is
It's pretty
somewhere.
dope.
No.
I'm sure there's a lot of Calvin Ridley usernames, like at Calvin Ridley Bling Bling or some shit like that. So, you know. Calvin Ridley Rose. Shit, you know.
Calvin Ridley not guilty.
Fucking God,
Wow.
see, I knew it. I knew it. That's what I'm doing.
Wow.